Hey everybody, we are live. We are waiting for the California Bar. I know I'm a couple of minutes early, sorry about that. But the California Bar is having their meeting today. And let me see if I can pull up the agenda. Let's see. I guess I better put it on the correct one. Da-da-da. I think I'm getting a little bit better at maneuvering around here. Yeah, there's the State Bar meeting that we're waiting for. Oh, goodness sake. I know, I'm on the stupid light again. So I'm not too sure if anybody's going to join us today, but that's okay. I kind of made it late. And I think Audit is going to be in there. I know Henry will be making comment. So let's see how it goes. So I'm not too sure if anybody's going to join us today, but that's okay. I kind of made it late. And so that's okay. We'll just figure this out as we go along. We're waiting for the Zoom to start. Hopefully they'll at least put a picture up here pretty quick. Hi, Mini Minion. How are you today? So, hi, Peter Anderson. Just arriving. Thank you. I'm not too sure how this is going to go. Did you see? Yeah, so Henry already posted his. He may just have it. Let me go look real quick here. Um, yeah,
Make that full screen, make it easier to see.
His is just
All
on
right,
placeholder while we're waiting to get into the Zoom. So yeah, I think Michael and Serge are going to pop in too. Yeah, yep, still waiting for host. That's what I have too on my Zoom, and I'll pop it over to the Zoom page when it does open up. So everybody saw Danny won his case this morning. Yay! How excellent is that? And I have really high hopes for Monday too for DOA. That DOA is going to just breeze by it too. I'm going to talk a little bit about it in my comment. It is. Well, this is a committee. Good morning, Phyllis. Yep. It was a great win today. I love listening to Dorothy talk about it afterwards. Yeah, that's a good win. And Monday's going to be a good win. And I hope they have a celebration. I'd love to be a fly on the wall this weekend after watching, because Audit has been CPRAing FOIA, requesting the emails back and forth between Jennifer Security and LAPD, and how she's probably going to be tapping that old email computer, trying to make sure that they know that they're going to need reinforcement coming this week, because they'll have these bad protesters back. Yeah, definitely. He was in Dodge's chat. Well, that's okay. Yeah, I didn't like his live yesterday was stupid. Yeah, well, you definitely don't want to be chiming in on Suffolk, UK. Minnie, let's look at it together. Maybe later I can look at your county and see, because they moved into your county, right? If I remember you saying that they bought that building. Yeah, Peter, I'm not into all the drama stuff in my chat, and really in anybody else's chat either. I try and stay out of it. I've got enough work to do with all of this without battling. I dislike the drama part of it. Hi, Lily. How are you today? Oh, and you guys, guess what? Guess what? I am almost up to my hours, my viewing hours. I have like 50 hours left for my viewing hours. Woohoo! It has taken me so long to get there. Yep. So let's look to see maybe where there is some overstep or safe pointing that's going on in your county. And especially is like what Henry was talking about, the ADI building and how they may be interconnected. Oh, thank you, Minnie. I appreciate it. Yep, drama's not good for the soul unless it just happens to be a good drama, like going to the opera or something. Yeah, I saw a little bit about that, Lily, but it's been even though Ellie had took a break on their city council this week, it's still been a busy week. I've had a lot of personal boards and personal business going on, so sometimes it's a little hard. And you're welcome, Buttercup. Thank you. Yeah, it's taken me a little bit of time to get there, but I did it. Yeah, it feels like forever. I know having some people play the playlist really made a big difference. And with all that drama going on, I kind of stayed off for a few days because I just didn't want, I, just in my soul and in my gut, just didn't want to be in the middle of it. So I didn't. But it's time to turn up the heat on these people. It's time to turn up the heat on this organization. Time to slay the dragon and get rid of them. Buttercup, what area of the world are you in? Okay, they should be starting any time on this Zoom. You know, and to be real honest, right now, it's okay that there's only several of us in here. It definitely makes it a little bit more intimate, a little bit easier to talk back and forth. Ah, ooh, Ohio. Never the twain shall meet. Growing up, Ohio was always the biggest rivalry. Nice. The meetings aren't that hard. I know Poe and Audit and I are going to do a mock meeting. I believe we're going to do it Thursday. I've been waiting for him to put the notice up. Hi, Irish Mart. And to where people can come into the chat and they can practice talking in front of a board. And you can have 2 minutes to say what you want in front of a board. It helps to get a little bit of practice in. Yeah, there's always a rivalry between Michigan and Ohio. And believe it or not, I've been to all 50 states. And the very last state I ever touched ground on was Ohio. And nobody can believe that because of course you'd always go over to the what's it called? Where they have the roller coasters and stuff right there in Ohio. But everybody had always gone over there and I had just never been to Ohio. So that was my last state to touch down in, and I finally did it a couple of years ago. Does Henry have his up yet? Or is it still his blue screen? Cedar Point, yep, that's right. Thank you. I completely forgot about that. I've never been to Cedar Point. Everybody in my family has. But now I have relatives that live over there, so I gotta go there every once in a while. Gotta cross the Great Divide. It was always that way when I lived up in Alaska too, it was Alaska and the lower 48. Well, Alaska and Texas were the big rivalries. Because Texas always thinks they're a badass. And they're so big, but they're not. Well, it says it starts at 3 their time, so hopefully they'll kick into the Zoom mode. And it's a Zoom meeting, so we'll all be on Zoom, not just us. Yep, anytime. Put in Bay Island. Oh, here we go. Let me see if I can get us on there. Okay, we're not
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Legal Services Trust Fund Commission Legal Aid Leaders Fellowship Grants Committee meeting, and we will get started in just a few minutes.
Are we going to have to do this again?
We are still waiting for a committee member to join, so we'll wait until they join before we start.
Good afternoon. Am I on mute? Sorry about that, guys. I was just making sure I was on mute and they couldn't hear me.
Shannon, I think you can read the housekeeping announcements now.
Okay, one moment.
Recording in progress.
Welcome committee members, liaisons, and members of the public to the Legal Services Trust Fund Commission Legal Aid Leaders Fellowship Grants Committee meeting. Thank you for joining us. We are using Zoom with the goal to foster a more inclusive environment and effective meeting. If you would like to comment during the meeting, please use the raised hand feature. Please utilize this tool to virtually indicate that you would like to speak in order to help the chair facilitate the discussion. A friendly reminder that this is a video conference and to please be aware of your surroundings behind you. All commission meetings and committee meetings will be recorded and posted to the State Bar website. Zoom captioning is available. To enable, select Live Transcript at the bottom of your Zoom screen, then select Enable Auto Transcription. Thank you.
Elizabeth, will you take roll?
Bakshi,
Here.
Huang, Rhodes,
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. Are there any public comments?
Yes, there are public comments. I will allow the first person to speak.
Okay.
Hi, good afternoon, board. I'm here to ask you to make grants available to the public when they find themselves on the abusive end of powerful city attorneys such as Heidi Feldstein Soto. There's one person who's looking at a year's worth of jail time because he went against the Church of Scientology, who was putting plastic stuff down on a public easement to prevent any ADA or any person from being on their easement. And he removed it because it was trash. They had no permission to put it there. But the city attorney, instead of going after the people who put it there, are going against the person who took it up. He's looking at a year's worth of jail time. He needs help. There needs to be grant resources. There's also another person who is upset about what she's being accused of in the LA Times and confronted her in public. And she did nothing, but another neighborhood council person got in his face and was being very verbally abusive. And that person's in trouble, but not the attorney who allowed him. It was her job. The neighborhood councils fall under the city attorney. It was Heidi Feldstein Soto's job to tell him he is out of line. He can't do that. Not only did she not do that, she thanked him and did not. And so this person abused the rights, the freedom of speech of one person, and did not get the direction of the city attorney to know that he was out of order, and she was right there. So there's a lot of people who are abused by people in power across the board, and there needs to be help for the little person who finds themselves up against a Goliath, a city attorney. And I know she's been reported numerous times, and she needs to be looked into for her bar. Her attorneys. I've seen her attorneys also allow. Is that the time? Thank you. Oh no. I also seen her attorneys allow different violations, like Brown Act violations, at city council meetings, and they do nothing. And they need to be looked into. And I know for you guys, it's a branch with legal aid, and legal aid is necessary. We need legal aid. Everyone who's coming up against these people who are being abused, imagine looking at a year's worth of time for picking up garbage that had no right to be there. What about equal application of the law? The Church of Scientology, or the cult of Scientology, should be the ones fined for putting plastic on an easement so no person can go on. I'm in a chair. I can't access it. People getting out of their cars couldn't access it. Dogs can't access it. It's the public easement. It belongs to us. And they were not reprimanded, scolded, or anything. They have planters now that the city told them is not ADA compliant and need to be removed. They're not being removed, but yet she's going after the one person who tried to make a difference for the public. He's looking at a year's worth of jail time. It's ridiculous. Please make this stuff stop. Give the people help to go after even public officials who are lawyers. Thank you.
Audit LA, thank you for your comments. Are there any other public comments?
Yes, and I have allowed the next person to speak.
Yes, how y'all doing? I'm trying to figure out a solution to, first of all, that the cult of Scientology doesn't have to answer to anybody, and they can just operate at free will, fair gaming people, harassing and stalking and costing people thousands of dollars and missing days of work to show up at court on bogus charges that are being beat. Even it's more expensive because they have to go to trial to prove their innocence. What's the punishment for them? Like making false calls. What's the pushback? I hear all this money being asked to be given, but what's the consequences to a lot of these criminal actions that they're committing? We don't know who to go to. We're beating them in court, but obviously it's not stopping them and the police from making false arrests and filling out false restraining orders. It's getting ridiculous. With the planters not being moved, they still not opening up L. Ron Hubbard like they supposed to. The lady out at LA, she's in a wheelchair. She can't even access to where she needs to go on a public street and a public sidewalk because they feel they want to block her. They not the lawmakers. But somebody needs to make them abide by the law. It's sad that they go out their way and nobody can't do nothing. They stalk, they harass their families through mail, send pictures, all kind of disgusting things, mess with people's job. They SWAT. They talking about a waste of taxpayers' money with the false SWATings. I literally saw my friend with guns to his head with fear in his face, because the LAPD was responding to a false SWAT recall. The man had no gun. He was not doing anything that was not illegal. He was in his legal rights to do what he was doing, expressing his freedom of speech. You can't pull guns on somebody and literally put fear in their face because you want to, and somebody made a false call without it even being investigated. And then once they seen it was false, there was no consequences to the caller.
Okay, Mr. Kenny, thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Any other public comments?
Yes. And I have allowed the next person to speak.
Hi, good morning, board. My name is Andrew Marini. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
I appreciate your time today. I just want to clarify and say I am one of the victims of being a public critic to Scientology. In my short couple of months here, I have been a victim of bogus criminal charges from City Attorney Heidi Soto, the same city attorney who refuses to issue criminal charges against a man named Wendell, who publicly defecated and masturbated in front of a minor out by the Church of Scientology and was hired by the Church of Scientology. And we have direct evidence that says so. Heidi Soto, not only that, would much rather see people who are critics of Scientology be prosecuted, not child predators like Anthony D'Amato Jr., who have a restraining order for constantly sexually harassing and swatting a minor by the name of Solomon Sassoon. I just want to read you one of the comments that this person, Anthony D'Amato Jr., makes against a minor named Solomon. I fucked Solomon's mama. Took me a while to cook up the cream pie because she has such a wide set vag. I want to play to you one of the videos used in court as part of the evidence used to obtain the restraining order, where Anthony D'Amato Jr. makes explicit comment to want to rape a minor. Here you go.
I am going to personally grape and give the gift of grape to Solomon and his mother in their home. I would pay for it. I would pay for their monthly subscription to my grape club. Okay. Zero Dark Tony's grape experience.
This is what he has to go with day in and day out. We also know for a fact that Mr. Anthony D'Amato Jr. is the person behind swatting calls. I have had guns pointed at my head. Anthony D'Amato Jr. is a Scientologist and works directly with Kendrick Moxon, a Scientology lawyer. Kendrick Moxon has also committed perjury on several counts. You don't have to take my word on this. It's not hearsay. It's official on court records. I've made a complaint to the Chief Trial Counsel. When will action be taken? Will it be too late? Will the blood of this child, Solomon Sassoon, be on your hands? Will another protester have to die? Will my dog have to be killed as a result of Mr. Diamato's death threats for you to take action? Thank you.
And thank you for your comments. Any other public comments?
Yes, I've allowed the next person to speak.
Good afternoon, committee. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I would like to address this committee on the subject of the fellowship grants. I would like to see more fellowship grants going to the CE credits, especially for the older attorneys that may need refresher courses pertaining to constitutional law. Lately, there have been several cases, Hochstetter versus Costner, Good versus Costner, which ended up being anti-SLAPP cases, and Scientology versus Hochstetter, or Scientology v. You can just replace the name as you will. Today was another win against the Scientology cult. Their on-staff longtime attorney, Kendrick Moxon, and the city attorney, Heidi Soto, are batting zero against the advocates demonstrating against the abusive practices of Scientology. As constitutional students, I am sure you would agree to deny an individual of a First Amendment right is a violation of fundamental public policy. And as the world evolves into more media access, this right will be contended more and more. I do believe that there needs to be additional funds to bring the attorneys up to speed on our media access. Thank you, and I give back my time.
Okay. Thank you. Are there any other public comments?
No, there are no other hands raised.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. There is one person who just raised their hand, and I'm allowing them to speak. You should be allowed to speak now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, how you doing? I'm from the state of New York. I'm a victim of child sexual abuse from the Church of Scientology as I grew up in a neighborhood surrounded by them before they took over my apartment complex in Clearwater, Florida. Okay, these people are so dangerous. It brings tears to my eyes to see small children walking through those doors and knowing damn well what they're going through. I appreciate everyone's time, and I stand by all my friends who are fighting this fight. And we really need people's support, other people's support in this. This is dangerous. This cult is dangerous. They just moved into my county. They just bought a building for $15.2 million in Melville, New York. Okay, this is horrible what's going on here. And the laws state that children are protected by our laws, but yet no one is following up with this. You're allowing this child abuse to continue and human trafficking. These are innocent children whose lives are ripped from them for no reason whatsoever. For what? For what? What is the point? What is the reasoning for this? My life was destroyed. I'm also a veteran of the U.S. Army. Okay? I know PTSD. I know combat. I know fighting. I know what it's like. Okay? But childhood PTSD due to sexual abuse is a worse scenario. And I'm living proof of that. Okay? I thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
No, there are no other hands raised.
Okay. Thank you, Shannon, for coordinating that. So, hello and welcome to our committee. I'd like to welcome new members from the Council on Access and Fairness, Judge Michael Rhodes and Kamul Chatsky. Welcome. Elizabeth, Director's.
There you go, guys. Woohoo! Wonderful, Minion. That was wonderful. Your voice was a little shaky at first because you were scared, but you did great. You did awesome. So proud of you. No worries. No worries. Don't be shaking. You did great. Yep, definitely an awesome job. Okay, you guys. Let's I need to go in to use the ladies' room, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for that meeting. What a great win. Just think of their faces at the Church of Scientology, of how they're going to be just scratching all weekend long trying to figure out how to deal with the protesters coming back. It's too funny. Okay, love you guys, and I'll see you. I'll probably swing in tomorrow. Oh, by the way, tomorrow Michael is going to have a live to talk about his hearing this week and next steps. So pretty exciting news. That's okay, Amy. That's all right. We had a good presence. Oh, I hope everything's okay with your daughter, Amy. Great job, you guys. Okay, I am ending broadcast. I'll talk to you guys later.